Welcome to the Deals Behind the Money. I'm Mary Kathleen Flynn, and I'm here with Jesse Engel, who's the CEO and co-founder of CoTweet. CoTweet, I think, is really interesting because you're helping people use Twitter in a business environment.
That's right.
Give us a feel for that.
Yeah, sure. So there's a debate right now on Twitter is that should brands be on Twitter? Should brands be communicating with the Twitterverse? And I think there's a simple answer, and that is yes. They're there now, and they're going to be there, and people expect them to be there. And so I think that debate will quickly go away. So then what happens is it turns to how should brands communicate on Twitter? What are the best practices for communicating on Twitter? And how do you do so in a way that you have some of the controls that you typically have as a company in a platform that's still very new and still not exactly feature rich.
Mm-hmm. So give us a feel for what that's like. How does a company use CoTweet?
Yeah, right. Well, so we think that brands should be communicating on Twitter, but we think also companies are going to need their own branded Twitter accounts. So the Home Depot has the Home Depot as a Twitter account. They're going to need for multiple people to be able to communicate through that single account. And the minute you try to do that today through Twitter, you start stumbling over each other. You have to share logins, and it's very, very difficult to keep track of who said what to whom. And so that's what CoTweet is really designed to do. It's really designed to help multiple people communicate through one Twitter account and do so in a way where you can see who's doing what.
I mentioned that you're an alpha. What stage of the company are you at? You haven't received outside funding yet, is that correct?
That's right. We're still bootstrapping. We're very focused on the product, and we think that companies who are exploring Twitter and really just starting to get comfortable with social media, they need more than just tools. They need help. They need help from other people, from other companies to understand what are the best practices, what are the emerging ways that companies should behave, and so we want to provide a much richer kind of offering to these companies than just here's the tool with these features.
Before we let you go, one of the things that fascinates me about your company and many other startups right now is that you're building your business on top of Twitter.
Yeah.
I tweet. I'm a big user of Twitter, but I have questions about the maturity that Twitter is at as a platform. Mm-hmm. So it's had some security hackings. It's got performance issues frequently. How comfortable do you feel basing your business on Twitter as a platform?
Yeah. What makes us very comfortable is to see how Twitter in particular, but microblogging in general, has been embraced. And so we see that demand, and we believe that the problems that we're experiencing right now will pretty much take care of themselves. That if it's Twitter that fixes it, Twitter may fix it. It may be somebody else who fixes it. But a great analogy that I give to people is cellular technology. So and mobile phones. So I had probably 4 or 5 calls on the train here today and dropped 1 or 2 halfway through. And yet it's an indispensable tool. So the fact that it's not completely stable, not completely reliable, doesn't worry us too much right now because we see the overwhelming demand and we think that it will take care of itself over time.
So that sounds like we have to accept poor performance and service in all aspects of our lives.
Well, I think that we all make judgments about what quality of service we're willing to accept based on the corresponding benefit from the service.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Thank you, Jesse Engel from CoTweet.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Behind the Money. I'm Mary Kathleen Flynn.